This is part three on a series about love and relationships with artists. And this is the final part to it. And I think it's a pretty interesting one because once you navigate the first two challenges that were addressed in the first two videos, a lot of couples decide that they want to work together. And the best way to go about that is to understand the dynamics of what that looks like. Sometimes the I guess the non-creative partner can see things that the creative partner can see, and vice versa. But there's a couple of things that you have to follow if you want success in that. A lot of people say you shouldn't mix family and business, but I think it can be done if both people are mature. First thing that you should do as a more practical person, if you are the more practical person in the relationship, is you have to believe in the art that your partner is making first, or you have to believe in the monetary value of the art that your partner makes. Either or is I mean, it's essential. And the reason that it's essential is because if you're not enthusiastic about it, then you really can't put yourself into it as a business partner to want to do anything, especially when times go wrong. One of the worst things that you can tell an artist is, "Honey, why don't you paint ducks instead?" That's devastating to an artist because it says first that you don't believe in their vision, and then it says that you don't take what they do seriously, and that's the first thing that you really want to avoid. Um, from the artist perspective, if you choose to have a practical partner handle the business aspects that you don't want to handle, then you have to relinquish some of that control, and you also have to defer to that person as the authority, because otherwise, if you were, then you wouldn't need the help. You're trusting in them as well, which means if they if they are making demands of you that are related to that aspect of the business, um, before you get angry or before you get defensive, look at why your partner is asking that, especially if you respect them in the realm that they're in. Um, there are some people, I know of a couple that, one of them was a salesperson and the partner was an artist. And they went hand in hand because all the partner needed was the artistic partner needed was someone who could articulate the value of the art in a way that that artist couldn't. The artist just needed to make the work, and this really can work out. So it's not really doom and gloom like people say. Partners can work together. You have to have an understanding also of the business arrangement that you make. Um, there are couples that have separate bank accounts. There are couples that have joint bank accounts, and there has to be an agreement on the paperwork and where certain funds are allocated to. A lot of that responsibility falls on the business person in that relationship. Um, However, it should be discussed with the artist, as the artist is also, not only a business partner, but the partner or the husband or wife of that individual. Um, the next thing that you want to look at is the ability to disconnect when the 9 to 5, so-called 9 to 5 part is over. One of the things that tends to hurt couples that are in business together in a creative, excuse me, artistic endeavor is when they can't disconnect from being business partners. So um, any animosity that you may have, your partner may have said, "Hey, you didn't make a deadline. This isn't cool. It puts us in a bad position," and they called you out on your end, and what you failed to be responsible for. Don't let that carry over into the home. It's easier said than done, but the couples that can do this are the couples that win. When you can clock out and go back to being a couple, then you have a chance at a successful business relationship and a relationship that won't interfere with your home. Um, I've been on both sides of the fence to where I mean, even certain things became competitive, and it turned me off of my partner. I was like, wow, I'm not trying to compete with somebody um, who I live with or who I'm dating. I don't want to do that. And that can turn your partner, not against you, but let's just say you could be in the doghouse for a couple of days. You don't want that. Home should be a place where you refuel. Home should be a place where you pull it together so that you guys can come together as business associates and partners with respect and get over those issues. If you can do that, then you create balance in your life. Um, Again, it doesn't have to be doom and gloom, and it's really not that hard. But what it requires is for you to be an adult. Um, Leave the competitiveness out of the situation and simply know your roles, respect the roles of the other, and embrace the role that you've chosen to take because it can be a heck of an adventure if you do it right. Interesting topic. Um, like, share, or subscribe, and we'll keep the content coming if you guys keep liking it. Thanks. Take care.